What's going on, guys? How you doing? So I was recently lucky enough to perform at a show at a country club in Aurora, which is a fucking oxymoron if I ever heard one. But it was a show at a country club in Aurora, and I got to perform on it, because I'm killing this comedy shit. But it was like crazy because I was early for the show, but then I was almost late for the show because I spent 20 minutes sitting in my car in the parking lot debating whether or not I needed to take the faceplate off of my stereo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, well, it's a country club. I ought to be able to leave it on. But it's Aurora. I should probably take it off. It's like going back and forth. Been reading a lot of classic novels lately, you know, like A Tale of Two Cities, like Oliver Twist, and they're great, but I notice that they have all these insults in them that people don't use anymore, but I think they're worse than the insults people do use, you know? If somebody calls you like a jerk or an idiot, like, yeah, whatever, forget that guy, right? But if anybody ever called me a fucking ragamuffin, we're both going to jail. I don't even know what a ragamuffin is, but I know you better be one if you're gonna call me one. Been doing a lot of traveling for comedy lately, and I recently went to Portland for this comedy festival. And Portland's a cool city. It's a lot like Denver, except with how they treat their homeless people, you know? Because like in Denver, they're all kind of down by the stadium, like they have shock collars on and can't go anywhere and shit, you know? But in Portland, they just sort of let them roam. And I made the mistake of walking home from this after party at like 3 in the morning. I'm like, whatever, it's like a mile back to the hotel. Over the bridge, a few blocks to the left. Easy, right? Yeah, until you get over that bridge. There's homeless people everywhere, like it's the fucking Walking Dead or some shit. And I'm approaching this group of them, and in the group there's a guy, and the guy has a knife, and it's a big knife, like a big knife, like the kind of knife white people use to investigate noises. Big. So I'm like, in panic, right? But then I'm put at ease because a woman with him says, "Excuse me, sir, can you spare a smile?" And I gotta tell you guys, I smiled my ass off. But then I got kind of mad because I thought about it. I was like, man, like I prepared myself for something really bad to happen and then nothing happened. Like I prepped myself for this bad situation and then nothing happened. That is the equivalent of having somebody follow you down a dark alley like, hey man, you let me read you this poem, man. Ridiculous. I recently realized that I hate koala bears. Tell you what, calm down, I'm gonna explain. Jesus. Is one your cousin? God. I was watching this nature show with this lady's on safari, and she goes to like pet this koala bear and like try to take it out of a tree, and this thing tried to rip her face off, man. Like this little koala bear just going nuts to this lady's face. And you're looking at me weird because a koala attack doesn't sound that bad. Like it sounds like you just be like, hey, come on, cut it out. I gotta go to work. But no. This thing was like trying to rip this lady's eyes out. It freaked me out. Because could you imagine being attacked by a koala bear? That's like getting robbed by a Muppet baby. Like I would be so hurt, man. I'd just be like, man, I just wanted to be friends. I had you on my backpack. So I decided to research it and try to figure out what the deal is. And it turns out that koalas are actually one of the meanest animals ever. They like look little and cute, but they're mean as shit. They're like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas, but in a tree. And apparently the reason they look like all slow and cute normally is because the eucalyptus that they eat is a drug to them. So they're not actually cute at all. They're just coked out of their mind in a fucking tree. Like it's just the most adorable heroin stupid you've ever seen. And then I kind of felt bad for the little guy, you know, because like if I was a crackhead and there was a tree on which crack grew, I would just be in a tree all the time, just. And people would walk by and they say, look how adorable he is in his crack tree. But if you tried to take me out of that tree, I'd stab you in the neck with a popsicle stick. It's true. Had a birthday not that long ago, and I don't really like birthdays, because as a guy, all you do on your birthday is get insulted. But it's not really like the insults from your guy friends that bother you, because they've been talking shit to your whole life, and you didn't even notice anymore, you know? You know what I mean? Like, wake up on your birthday, and there's a text message from your buddy. It's like, happy birthday, bitch! Which, like, objectively, you should be like, man, what the fuck? But instead, you're just like, man, that dude never forgets my birthday. He always remembers. What a good friend. But, like, your friends that are girls will insult you, too. They just don't mean it to be an insult. It just lets you know what they actually think of you, and it's way worse. Like, my friend sent me a message. She goes, happy birthday. I hope you get all the video games you want.
And I was like, oh shit, I'm the video game guy. Cause that like literally translates to happy birthday, you fucking idiot. I hope you get a big box of pussy repellent. And then she put like a winky face as if to like twist the knife, like seriously, go fuck yourself. A little depressing. My friends thought it'd be a great idea to take me to a strip club for my birthday. It was a very interesting experience. They had a stripper there that I kind of think might have been racist. Not because she wouldn't dance with me and my friends. She would just say things that were like a little out of line when she'd do it right. Like she'd be like, you want me to put these tits on those big ass black lips? And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah? Thanks for killing the punchline, lady. But I appreciate it. Talk to me after the show. I don't know. My friends are idiots. Guys are just kind of idiots generally, especially when it comes to like dating stuff, you know? Like guys like to say stuff like, don't worry about that girl, man. Girls like buses. There's another one every 15 minutes. But that's bullshit. Because the only bus that runs that often is the Colfax bus. Nobody wants to date the Colfax bus. I think one of the funniest things you can see though is when you see a guy hit on a girl that he's got absolutely no chance with from the very beginning, but he's like the only one that doesn't know. Like everyone else in the bar or whatever is like, yo, watch, that shit is not gonna happen, right? I love that. That happened the other day. I was at this bar and this guy's hitting on this girl and she's like this new age kind of hippie kind of chick and she's trying to let him down easy, but the way she did it, it actually came out worse. Like she's like, I'm just detecting all this bad energy from you. Like your aura's kind of negative. I was like, man, that's way worse than you're ugly. That's like I'm turned off by your soul. You can't fix that with Summer Jam tickets. I don't care who you are. I won't just pick on the guys though, because girls say some kind of dumb things about dating too, you know? Like girls like to say that they want an original date. Like they don't just want dinner and a movie, they want something original. But you can be too original too. And somebody needs to show them that. And that's gonna be me. Yeah. Like I'm gonna ask a girl out, and I'm gonna be like, where are we going? It's a surprise. And then when I go pick her up, she gets in my car, she's like, so where are we going? I'll be like, Space Camp. Didn't see that coming, did you? Next 3 months of your life are booked. So I'm single. I am the worst. I am the absolute worst, man. Like, I don't think anybody has ever had less game than me on the face of the planet. Like, honestly, if I had a superpower, it would be being a platonic friend. Like, I'm on like some Jedi strikeout shit, just like, this is not the dick you're looking for. Like, could fuck up anything. I think part of it's just like a lack of confidence. Like, I always have to try to game plan stuff, you know? I was calling this girl for the first time the other day, and I'm trying to game plan. I'm like, all right, it's ringing. Now all you have to do is pretend to be confident and just ask questions. For the love of God, just ask questions. She answered the phone. She's like, hello. I'm like, who's this? Shit. Just hang that up. Go back to playing video games. Which I can admit might be another problem. Play like a lot of them, and I like them. But I will say this, sometimes something happens that like makes you realize that maybe, just maybe, you might play too many. Like I did this show one time, and after the show, this guy comes up to me, he's like, hey man, you're pretty funny. You have like an Xbox Live ID, like a PlayStation Network password? And I was like, what? He's like, you know, get online, play some games and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I thought about it, and I realized two horrifying things. First, I didn't just have one, I had both. And second, apparently I had fans, but they're that guy. You know what I mean? Like, you want like hot girls or something, but instead I got like chubby dudes in wolf t-shirts. Like I'm the Pied Piper of involuntary celibacy. Just like leading a gaggle of mouth breathers into a GameStop with my flute that plays the theme from Zelda. Depressing. I'm a Colorado native. Yeah, native of the state of Colorado. Which is pretty cool. I will say this though, I think growing up in Colorado is completely different than growing up basically anywhere else, because your entire childhood is like the fucking Oregon Trail or some shit. Like I can do so much stuff that a 27-year-old black dude is not supposed to be able to do. Like I can ski, I can snowboard, I can fucking pan for gold. Like most people never pan for gold. I've done it multiple times. Know a lot of shit about prairie dogs. I don't even know why. Like, honestly, when you graduate from a Colorado high school, they shouldn't even give you a diploma. They should just give you like a fucking coonskin hat It's like embroidered with all the wax paper leaf collages you've made. Like, here's the perfect example of why Colorado is different, right? I went to Denver Public Schools. Denver Public Schools owns a bunch of land up in the mountains called Ballarat. And when you're in 4th and 5th grade, you like go up there for a few days and like hike around and like make cornbread and wood-fired ovens and other Unabomber shit like that, right? And if you didn't go, you're probably like, oh, well, there must be some responsible adult counselors they send with you, possibly well-versed in the outdoors, right? Nope. High school sophomores. It's like a state-sanctioned Lord of the Flies up there. And the culmination of the trip is a night hike where they take all the kids up in the mountains at night and make you walk back by yourself. Flashlight? No. Map? Pissing yourself? You're goddamn right you are. And again, if you didn't go, you're probably like, oh, well, there must be some precautions they take. A bunch of 4th and 5th graders wandering the mountains at night doesn't sound that safe. They must take some precautions, right? Yeah, you're right. The precaution I remember was them lining all the kids up and saying, hey, guys, make sure you don't have any food in your pockets because there's bears. And we, as Colorado kids, we say, wait a minute, I'm not following some pizza-faced teenager into bear-infested woods at night. No, we just turned to each other and we said, we should probably take the food out of our pockets because there's bears. And then we went on the hike and we walked back and we checked each other for ticks because Colorado kids know how to do weird shit like that. Yes, they do. I think everybody that's from here is really proud of it, but sometimes we can be like proud of shit that makes no sense to be proud of. Like I was at Red Rocks the other day, and the band finished the song, and then the lead singer, she goes, oh, it's so hard to sing at this altitude. And people started cheering, like, yeah, you can't breathe. That's right, you can't breathe. You can't do the thing we paid $35 to watch you do. They're like high-fiving, like, look at her suffocating. She's suffocating. We live on the moon, bitch. Like, it's ridiculous. Me and a friend were recently talking about the last fight we got in, or almost got in. And the last fight I almost got in was me and 2 friends from high school hanging out in front of a bar at like 2 in the morning on a Friday when my friend got hit by a sandal and shit got real quick. Like basically what happens, right? We're hanging out front. 6 other guys are coming out of the bar, and one of them is really drunk and decides he doesn't want to wear shoes anymore. So he takes his sandals off and randomly throws them with a characteristic, woo, right? And one flies and hits my buddy in the chest like that. And I instantly know this is about to be a problem. So I start trying to talk him out of starting something, while at the same time my other friend is trying to talk him into starting something. And I'm just like, look, man, he's drunk. He didn't mean to hit you with the sandal. He doesn't even know he hit you with the sandal. What, are you going to punch a grown man wandering a parking lot barefoot? Be like hitting a toddler. To which my other friend responded, we should get him, foe. To which I responded, why do you talk like that? You're Asian. What's wrong with you? And I can see my buddy like weighing the arguments, like going back and forth like that. And it's like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other, except the angel can't be taken seriously because he's holding a doggy bag full of chicken wings. Which, as a quick aside, is there anything more emasculating before a fight than being a grown man holding a doggy bag? Because it just telegraphs to everybody that you can't finish what you start. And it's even worse if it's one of those doggy bags where they take the box of food and put it in a plastic bag and like tie the loops, and you're just sitting there holding it with some kind of food purse. You're just like, it was too much. I thought I could finish it, but it was too much, and I don't want to be wasteful. It's not that I didn't like it. I did like it. I just can't sleep when I'm stuffed, so I'm going to take it home and possibly have it for lunch or for dinner, or my mom might like it. Maybe my mom would like it, but I'm going to fuck you up. You can't do that. It's the thing you can't do. So my buddy ignores me, and he goes off to start this fight, right? And now I have to get in it. There's 3 of us. There's 6 of them. It's guy code. I got to get in it, even though I tried to stop it. Like Colin Powell at the UN, like this is fucking stupid, but whatever. But first, I gotta make sure my chicken wings are okay. So I like run the chicken wings back to the car, drop them off, buckle them in, make sure they're safe, whatever, right? And I run back to the fight, and I get back to the fight just in time to see my buddy winding up with this sandal and throwing it back at this dude as hard as he can. And it's a big sandal, man. It's like one of those like Birkenstock community garden sandals. You know what I mean? Like the kind of sandal that should come packaged in a Subaru glove compartment. And it hits this dude in the back hard, and you can hear it across the entire parking lot. My friend's like, "There's your Santa back, motherfucker!" And the guy's like, "Ah, ah!" And his friends are yelling at us about sandals, and we're yelling at them about sandals, and it's about to be the dumbest fucking fight ever. But it turned out they all had food in their pockets, and they were all attacked by bears. So we got out of the fight. Didn't have to do it. I graduated from Metro a while back. Yeah, that's about right. Most people just unimpressed. You know what's crazy is they're like already hitting me up for donations because I'm an alumnus now. But it's cool because it's Metro, you can give them anything like cans of soup, old shoes. I think I gave them a light bright. And now they have an electrical engineering department, so I'm a philanthropist, actually. I was actually on the campus recently. I found out something interesting. CCD has a new mascot. Community College of Denver has a new mascot, and it's called the City Hawk. Yeah, the City Hawk, which I think is a terrible name for a mascot, because like a City Hawk, isn't that just like a pigeon? That's like a pigeon, right? Like those aggressive pigeons that don't move when you walk down the sidewalk. After Metro, I went over to DU for law school, which is pretty cool. But I have like a fear about it, that I'm gonna like run into one of my classmates like 10 years from now at a courthouse or something. And I'm like, "Dude, we went to school together. What are you doing here? We went to school together." And he's like, "Oh, I'm prosecuting this case, man. Some idiot stole a whole bunch of video games from a Toys R Us." And he's like, "What about you?" And I'm like, "You didn't understand, man. Every year there's a new Madden, and it always costs $60. Let's go easy on me, baby." So I was giving my friend a ride home one night recently, and we're getting kind of close to her apartment. She goes, "Hey, do me a favor. My apartment is just on the other side of this park. You can just let me out here, and I'll just walk through the park to my apartment." And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "No, really, it's fine. Like a lot of things in my mind, a lot of things that are bothering me, and a walk in the park always helps. The quiet really helps me clear my head." And I'm like, "Now when I'm the last person anybody saw you with, it doesn't." Because what am I supposed to say if something happens to her? What, I swear, detective, she was alive when I left her in the park at 1 in the fucking morning? Nobody's going to believe that. If I heard myself say that, my next thought would be, maybe I did kill her. I don't remember killing anybody, but I should probably stop talking. So I'm like telling her I'm not going to leave her in this park, and here's what she says. She goes, "It's really sweet that you're worried about me, but I don't need you to take care of me. I go for walks all the time. I feel like taking a walk. You might as well just let me out here, because if you take me all the way home, I'm just going to go for a walk after you drop me off." And I'm like, here's how this is going to go down. I am going to take you home. I am going to watch you walk in your front door. You're going to wait 25 minutes for me to get home, at which point we will both call a neutral party and let them know that you got home alive. After that, you can go get murdered. I don't give a shit. It's not about you. It's about me. Let you out in the park. Might as well kill you in the car. Did you guys know they have bacon jerky? Found that out recently. It's exactly what it sounds like, but I don't even think they dehydrate it. I'm pretty sure it's just bacon in a bag, right? Which I thought was pretty funny. So I took a picture of the package, and I put the picture of the package on my Facebook page. And then, naturally, I was at a Walmart at 2 in the morning, so I bought the shit, right? I'm in the car eating it, and I get home, and I check my Facebook page, and one of my friends had commented, they said, "Is that for dogs or for people?" And I had to check. And I don't think I'm going to buy another bag. I don't think so. I'm going to test you guys a little bit, see what happens. One of my favorite things to do is I get on YouTube and I watch compilation videos of marriage proposals where the girl says no. It's the best shit ever. I love it. Because that guy kind of deserves it, because there's no reason to do that. Like, you don't learn anything by doing that. It doesn't mean that she loves you because she says yes under duress in front of 100,000 people, right? Similarly, doesn't mean that she loves you just because she says yes under good circumstances. You know that she loves you if she says yes under the worst possible circumstances. Like, you like call her up frantic, like, "You got to come home." And she like rushes home and there's a body on the floor. And you're like, "I killed a guy." And then as she's helping you drag the body to the shallow grave you dug in the backyard, like a ring falls out of its pocket. And you're just like, would you make me the happiest man on the face of the earth? and also preclude yourself from testifying? Would you please? You guys are fun. It's a good time. I'm gonna get out of here in a second. Don't patronize me. I need this real quick. So, I think every guy is a big fan of television. Well, most guys, big fan of television. I'm certainly one. And I was watching a rerun of American Gladiators where they had this black dude on there, and his name was Lazarus Jackson. And I was like, man, that's like the coolest fucking black dude name you could ever have, is Lazarus Jackson. I'd love to switch my name to something like that. But it's the kind of name that's so cool that you have to refer to yourself in third person, and I don't do anything cool enough for that. Like mine would be like boring shit like, can Lazarus Jackson get cheese on that? Oh, Lazarus Jackson can't find a parking space. Lazarus Jackson needs more kitty litter. It's like that joke because it doesn't really matter what he says as long as Lazarus Jackson says it. It's kind of funny, you know? It's like, oh, Lazarus Jackson being audited. Doesn't matter. I also think every guy has a friend that likes to come up with theories, and they tell you their theory, and it makes you wonder why the fuck you hang out with that dude. I was talking to my friend, he's telling me this theory he has. If you're a guy and you shave anywhere but your face, it's not manly. But I think you have to weigh the costs and benefits based on you. For example, I'm black, so if I shave my pubes, my dick looks like a baby seal. You know what I mean? Like brown and shiny and like ugly, but cute at the same time, you know? I think that has its benefits, advantages even. Sometimes I just hang out at the zoo. By the seal cage. And I just wait for some nice young lady to look at the seals and go, oh, they're so cute, I just want to kiss them. And that is when I introduce myself. Excuse me, miss, would you like to see Lazarus Jackson's baby seal dick? All right, I'll leave you guys with this. I was talking to my friend, and I was telling him that I'm kind of a fan of Prince. Like, I think Prince is a really cool guy. He's a cool dude. Tell you when I really realized just how cool Prince was. It was a few years back, and he was playing the halftime show of the Super Bowl, you know? He's playing the halftime show of the Super Bowl, and it's just pouring rain, right? Just pouring rain, and he's playing an electric guitar with one hand and, like, patting his perm with the other, which was amazing. Because if there's any two things you were never supposed to get wet, it's electric shit and perms. And he did both at the same time. Like, all logic and common sense is he should have been dead. Or at least frizzy. But he is neither. He's doing all that while dancing on a wet stage in high heels. It was so magical, I half expected a unicorn to pick him up and fly away on a rainbow. Like, you know what I mean? Like summons with a guitar riff and it just comes in and hovers. He just levitates onto its back. Then he's just like, goodbye, everyone. Take us to Minneapolis, gumdrop. Then just off on a rainbow. Purple Rain's playing. It's raining Skittles and shit. Everybody's losing their minds. All those linebackers are just waving. Every woman watching at home pregnant immediately. And nobody would give a shit. Nobody cared at all. But like, oh, President Obama. How you feel about Michelle Obama being impregnated by Prince? Well, you know, look. Let me say first. That there are a few things we should remember when thinking about this. First, he's Prince. Second, he gave an amazing performance. And third, he then flew away on a unicorn. But nobody would give a shit. Nobody else gets away with the stuff Prince gets away with, man. His first album, 1979, is just him on the cover, no shirt, permed down to his shoulders. He looks like Claire Huxtable. It's fine. It's fucking fine. Like, nobody else gets away with the stuff he gets away with, but for some reason, if I tell my friends I'm a Prince fan, I get shit for it. Especially guys, because they're such idiots. They're just like, oh no, dude, Prince kind of gay. Like, there'd be something wrong with that. And I'm just like, not really. Prince has had more pussy in a week than you will have in your life. Like, anytime you get a boner for no reason, Prince is getting some pussy. That's pretty much the rules. Like, really, any woman in this room would fuck Prince. Any body in this room would fuck Prince. I'll fuck Prince. It's not gay. He's a rock star. Dude's been famous for like 30 years and made some of the greatest music in the 1980s. I'm nobody. I haven't done anything. Who am I to not fuck him? You don't get to just not fuck Prince because you're straight. You have to be somebody to not fuck Prince. You know who gets to not fuck Prince? Warren Buffett. That's it for me, guys. Enjoy. the Parlor Pickers.